The 4 types of conditionals in English. How to use conditionals in English? From time to time, we imagine various situations and the possible results of those situations, and in English, to talk about them, we use the word if. Here are some examples. If the summer is hot, I will sunbathe. If I made a lot of money, I would travel around the world. If it's raining today, I will stay at home. If I had known about a discount, I would have bought a new smartphone. Today, we will be focusing on the 4 types of conditionals and mixed ones. My simple and easy explanation will help you learn and use the appropriate conditional tenses in any situation. Well, a conditional sentence has 2 parts. The if clause, where we tell about the situation, a condition in other words, and the main clause, in which we talk about the result or action. In a sentence, these 2 parts are placed in any order. The if clause can be at the beginning of a sentence, like here, if he asks, I will help him, or at the end of it. For example, I will help him if he asks. At first glance, everything looks easy. The first part refers to the situation, if clause. The second tells about the result or action, main clause. Nevertheless, there are 4 types of conditionals in English and mixed type as well. What is the difference between all these 4 types of conditional? We use them to describe a situation depending on the degree of reality. The situations can be the following: real, possible, unreal, impossible. Real. When we talk about the true fact or general truth, such kind of situation always happens. Look at the scheme above. Possible. When we talk about a situation that may or may not happen. Unreal. When we talk about a hypothetical situation. This means that such kind of situation is unlikely to happen. Impossible. When we talk about the unreal past situation. Do you remember situations from your past in which you would have acted differently under different circumstances? Memorize the following. Grammatically, in English, we should use the appropriate conditional type that is relevant to the situation. Now, let's analyze and consider all these conditionals in more detail. The zero conditional. It's used to talk about a fact or general truth. The formula below will help you remember this type. If plus present simple. This structure is for the condition, and present simple is for the result or action. There are many examples of such situations. If I work too much, I get tired. If you heat the ice, it melts. When you come home, call me. In case Lucy is unhappy with her current job, she should find a new one. Have you noticed? It is used when and in case in the if clause. Do you think this is grammatically correct? Yes, it is. In the case of the fact or general truth, it means the same. If you heat the ice, or when you heat the ice, or as soon as you heat the ice, the result will be the same. It melts. Please note, in zero conditional, we can also use when, as soon as, in case. In zero conditional, we can also use modal verbs. The exception is for would. In zero conditional, sometimes we can use other present tenses in if clause. The first conditional. It is used to talk about a possible event and its possible result. Memorize the formula of this type of conditional. If plus present simple for the condition and will plus verb for the result. Let's look at the examples. If I have time, I will go for a walk. When I come home, I'll call you. If I can, I will come tomorrow. As soon as I get money, I'm going to buy a new bike. I'll buy a new bike. Please note, in the first conditional, we can only use when. In the first conditional, we can also use modal verbs, can, may, should, except, would. In the first conditional, we can also use to be going to and imperatives. Did you get it? Perfect. Let's move to the second conditional. The second conditional is used to talk about a hypothetical situation and its probable result. The formula is the following. If plus past simple for the condition, would, could, might plus verb for the result. Actually, we face the second conditional very often. Do you remember the famous ABBA song? Just to demonstrate this type of conditional, if I got me a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work at all. And, of course, here are some other examples. If I knew English, I would find a new job. If we had a car, we would drive to the seashore. If I were rich, I would buy a yacht. If I knew her number, I would call her. The second conditional is often used to advise me to put myself in the place of another person. We can use the construction in our speech, like, if I were you, I would look for a new job. If I were to decide, I would look for a new job. Please note, in the second conditional, we don't use when. In the second conditional, we use were for all persons. In the second conditional, sometimes we can use another past tense. To see the difference between the first and second conditionals, it is worth comparing them. Look at two sentences below. If I miss a bus, I will take a taxi. Here, a person emphasizes the missing of a bus to be a real situation. That is why he or she uses the first conditional. If I missed a bus, I would take a taxi. On the contrary, a person underlines in the example a hypothetical, unreal situation. That is why he or she uses the second conditional. The third conditional. We use it to talk about unreal past situations or past actions and their probable unreal results or actions in the past. These situations are completely impossible because we cannot change the past. The formula is the following. If plus past perfect for the condition and would have plus past participle for the result. Here are the examples. If I had been invited, I would have come. If you had told her, she would haven't gone. If I hadn't studied hard, I would have passed the exam. If I'd known him better, I would have believed him. Please note, in the third conditional, we use would and could. In the third conditional, sometimes we can use another past tense. Occasionally, the moments in the if clause and the main clause refer to a different time. In this case, we used the mixed type of conditionals. Let's look at the following examples. If he had won a lottery, he would buy me a new car. He didn't win the lottery in the past, so he cannot buy a new car now. If I were more thoughtful, I would have passed the test. In this case, the result refers to the past. So, it is the third conditional, and if clause doesn't refer to a specific time, and here is used the second type. If nobody bought bread yesterday, we will eat nothing. In this case, the result refers to the future. So far, this is all you should know about this grammar topic. Hopefully, you remember we are learning conditionals. I am sure now everything is clear. Anyway, you can review this video once more. Here is a quick quiz for you to pass. If I were the president, I would cancel taxes. This is the second conditional, We're talking about the unreal situation, or not possible, in the present. If the sun goes down, it gets dark. This is zero conditional. We're talking about general truth. We wouldn't have got lost if I had known the way. This is the third conditional. We're talking about an unreal past situation. I'm going to talk to John if I see him. This is the first conditional. We're talking about a possible situation. It is appropriate to use to be going to in the main clause. Well done! Good job! So it's bye from me, and I'll see you next time for another new grammar topic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and learn more about English grammar.